Hi Scorpio, this is Just with your August 1st to the 15th, 2017 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So Scorpio, never a dull moment, is it? Never a dull moment. I'm going to give you guys kind of like highlights because that's what's kind of coming into me first and foremost. And some of you may be like feeling a little bit, I feel tired, but tired of it all. Whatever that is for you is what I'm kind of getting. If you are pushing the pedal to the metal, some of you are just going here, doing that. Some of you may be doing a little too much. Let me say that. So if you're trying to rush something, like if some of you have been recovering, you're getting ready to have surgery, you're preparing for a test, you're doing something that you kind of need to take your time, but you done found a way to kind of speed it up. Be careful because you may have to pay for that down the line. Out of the blue, you may get sick. If you try to, if you're recovering from surgery, you're trying to do too much, you may get sick down the line. If you are trying to go too fast and try to study for a test, or you're trying to move too fast, may come back to haunt you down the line. So just be careful with that. Okay. Be careful. Try to take it slow. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, Scorpio. Yeah. And take it one step at a time. Some of you, I feel that there's definitely going to be by the second week of August, someone, may come up sick, or someone may have some type of a health problem or, an issue, and you don't know why. Nobody can really figure out why, and somebody is going to like confront you about it or may even blame you for it, but there's not going to be any real rhyme or reason, at least right offhand, why it happened. Like somebody could just get sick, like bam, like you was just talking to them and they're sick. They was just here, now they're gone, like that type of thing. I always feel better talking to Scorpios about this because you guys can kind of digest it more. But again, for those of you Scorpios that are a bit hypochondriac and you're getting a little nervous that, it's going to be you or anybody around you, let it happen. Like, it's just what I see. Doesn't mean it's going to affect a lot of people. Doesn't mean it's going to affect you. You've got to let that happen. I saw some of that last month with certain signs, and it wasn't the majority of people. So again, take it as a day-to-day, course-by-course basis, please. But again, I feel for somebody's change of circumstance, their health or situation, you may be the only person left to explain what happened, and you can't really explain what happened. Like, I don't know what happened, and now somebody has to come and try to get aid. So you and your mate may live at a distance from his family or her family, and something may happen, and it could just be like, okay, they passed out, they fainted. Like, why did you faint? I don't know. And even maybe the hospital can't even tell you guys what happened. And then the next of kin has to be called, that sort of thing. And they're trying to defer to you, but then they can't because you really can't give them an answer, is what I'm feeling here. So there's definitely some shakeups coming up for some of you guys in the second week that really is beyond your control. I see that some of you guys, you could have spent some money that you're going to regret having spent. You could have started a job that you regret, and you don't know this, but it's like going to come in real fast. Like, you don't know, like you may have a regret about it, but you don't know. Let me try to get a little bit more clarification on this. Yeah, you don't know, like you could have started a job and then out of the blue, it's like you have to leave that job. Okay. You could have gotten an offer for a company. Yeah. And it just keeps echoing that out of the blue. Some of you guys are, not going to be working there, and it's going to be like a bam out of the blue. So this Leo is coming up with the eclipse. Okay, the major eclipse is happening for Leos, and that's in your 10th house. I'm talking to Scorpio risings. If you are Scorpio sun and you have another rising, it's going to hit whatever area of Leo that's in your house. So you have to do your due diligence and look at your chart and find that out. But for you Scorpio risings, it's in your 10th house. That will mean career. That will mean, it could also mean authority figure, that sort of thing. So again, there could be some changes as it relates to business, father, the patriarch of the family, if you will. Some changes I see there happening. And if it is work, you will have to kind of move on from that job. But it's going to be a lot of like, bam, like come out of the blue, and some things that you're not aware of. Perhaps because you guys are going to be preoccupied with some other stuff, and then out of the blue, something else happens. Like you're preoccupied worrying about one thing, and then something else comes out of the blue, and it's like, oh, wow, now you have to kind of like deal with this. Okay. But you're not really going to be ready to deal with it, unfortunately. Like you're not going to be, not say ready, you're not going to be really going to be prepared to deal with it, but you're going to have to deal with it, which you guys tend to still be able to do. Okay. It's going to create whatever this is, and you'll find out as time goes on, like trying to, like you guys are going to be trying to figure stuff out. You might have to defer to a doctor, a counselor, a mentor, a pastor, someone like that to try to help you balance things and level things out is what I'm getting here. But the reality is that there's going to be some decisions, plannings, some plans that need to be made. Okay. So there could be some loss of money. Be careful with that. And then you're going to be feeling like, now what do I do? You know what I mean? Like that's your thing. What am I going to do is what I get here. I feel that someone can lose their job. You guys just moved into a house. Now someone lost their job. It's a mortgage that is not one person covered, secure. So it takes two salaries, and you don't have the two salaries. And now it's like, oh, what do I do type of scenario. So that's what I'm getting. Unfortunately, at first, I was going to come on here and say, Scorpio, what is going on with you guys? What's happening now? But it's like this stuff is really like out of your control. It just has to happen because there's a lot of major energy here that is literally out of your control. And so now some of you may be having to take the burden of that home for a while. It may be the next month and a half. It may be the next 6 months that now you have to find a way to pay the mortgage and all that stuff, because now there's only one income and it's yours. Okay. Or it could be your mate. It could be your mate as well. Because here's the thing. I don't necessarily have energy coming specifically like, oh, this is going to specifically happen to Scorpios. It could happen to your mate. For some of you, if you have a mate that is an air sign, it could be your mate, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But I really stay away from saying that, because that would just lead more to a person's anxiety. And I know somebody's thinking, well, why did you say it? Because cut this part out. So it could be any energy, because it doesn't necessarily lend itself to directly pointing at you. Okay, so it could be your mate, it could be something that you're hearing about another person, but it could be a significant person in your life or a story that, it touches you, and so it's showing up in your reading. That being said, that's the theme. Okay, that is the theme of the next 2 weeks. As it relates to money, again, because of this circumstance, you may fall short financially. You may be finding yourself having to compensate, trying to reconcile your money. Okay. Someone may be trying to talk to you and you shut down on them, or you may be trying to get understanding from someone and they've shut down on you, is what I'm getting. Okay. Is what I'm getting here from this. Trying to get a little bit more. Yeah, I just keep getting somebody has shut down. Somebody has shut down, and it will be literally, figuratively, someone has shut down, and is what I'm getting here. But I feel like it will be like if somebody shut down on you and it's not all of this heavy stuff that I just unloaded you guys with, then, and if it's something mundane like a friend or, you know, family member, something like that, it'll be fine. Like eventually they'll come around and, you know, they'll open back up again and you guys will be fine. If it's something simple, which I feel comparative to someone's health, but if it is a circumstance where you know, they're laid up just for a little while and then you kind of have to figure out the money, or you lost a little bit of money because of whatever, ... you'll find out. Down the line, it'll be okay. It's just you got to get down that road, if that makes any sense. So you'll be okay. All right. And I do feel like for some of you, this may be the month of realizing that this new house is a burden. This family is a burden. This setup you have going on is a burden to you. Okay. Or you may feel like being in this circumstance is stopping my success. You know, living in this house is stopping me from, you know, being happy. You know, living with my family is stopping me from moving on and experiencing life, which is, you know, stopping my successes in life. So it's that type of thing. It's, you know, in a more softer, more mundane sense, after I've, you know, like whacked you guys with a heavy bat, I apologize, but that will be the reality for some of you as well. In a more softer and more palatable, and also in a more mundane sense, it will be something as simple as what I've just said, as well as you coming to terms with there needing to be a change in direction for you in order to obtain the success and happiness that you want. And that may very well be in a career sector. It could very well be in your relationship sector. If you have Aquarius rising, it could be in your home sector. If you have, Leo, Cancer, Gemini, Taurus rising, I believe. Taurus. Wait a minute. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Yeah. You have Taurus rising and so forth and so on. So wherever that house in Leo sits for you, I do feel like there's going to be some significant change as it relates to needed to make a decision. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be your decision to make. It may just very well be another person's decision that they have to make, but it will shake you up as well. It's not something that only they're going to be affected by. Like, it's going to affect you as well. And it may be a delayed situation because right now it may not be the time, but someone may be planning. Someone may be, you know, making the steps forward is what it looks like to me. So just keep all of that in mind. Now, as it relates to love, someone could have come back, okay, and you were missing this person and you didn't think that you would ever hear from this person, and then out of the blue, bam, you hear from them, okay? You really thought things were going to work out between you and this person. You thought that, you know, hey, I could marry this guy or this lady. I could, you know, this is the one. And it seems like you find out that this person either went back to an ex or is, you know, trying to work things out with someone, or there's already been someone in their life. And so now in that time of separation, there's been this trying to, you know, even that person may say to you, I've been trying to decide, you know, what do I want? What do I want? Yes, I went back to this person, but do I really want them, or do I want you? That sort of thing. And I feel that the person at first may have been trying to first coming at you in an emotional way, right? And then trying to also convey like a friendship. So it almost was like ambiguous of like, you know, do you want to just be friends? Or are you flirting with me like you want to be my lover? Like that type of thing. And the person is quite a Casanova for my Scorpio ladies, right? And they may be, in Scorpio men, you're doing this. So there's this hot and cold energy that you're giving off to someone. Okay. And you may be, for my Scorpio men, you may be second guessing your relationship that you have with a particular person. You may be thinking, having second thoughts about that. And it could come on the heels of someone that came into your life that now is presenting themselves as a friend. And they could be someone that they're in a relationship, but you may sense that there's a connection between the two of you. So now you're trying to decide what's going to happen with me in my relationship when this person becomes available, because that person may be on the brink of a breakup. So I see that kind of going on too with Scorpio men. Not all of you, obviously. And ladies, if you're listening and you have your Scorpio and your mate is a Scorpio, it doesn't mean that this relates to you. Okay. Whatever it is, you're going to find out about it, but it will create a level of disappointment. Okay. And I also see for some of you Scorpios, you were thinking that's in existing relationships. You were thinking that everything was going fine. And then the person kind of checks out. They completely check out. You don't hear from them. And, you know, some of the other signs that I've already done, I have them being the ones checking out. So, you know, it is definitely cross-referencing readings is what I'm getting here. And so there's a checkout. And with that, you don't understand why. But then the person comes back, right? They come back and it could be, you know, all of a sudden they're accusing you of stuff, or they demand to see you if you haven't been answering their calls. Like okay, so they check out, you don't hear from them. And then when they do call you, you stop answering their calls, and then they're turning around, catching the attitude because you're no longer answering their calls. That type of nonsense that I don't think anyone wants to be bothered with. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing too, on a lesser, you know, a less harsh, more palatable and more mundane, even though that is not palatable, nor is it's mundane, but it's not palatable to deal with someone that's acting like a big fat child and want to play a bunch of games. And if that is the case, I feel like that person has checked out because they've checked in with someone else. Okay. Others of you that's just going through the motions in your relationship, nothing's changed, nothing's new, nothing's different. I feel that some of you may be dealing with some crisis situation within the family. Family is going to be big. So it could be some crisis situation going on with the family that I feel will be noted at the second week. And you may just be others of you just may be spending quality time with family and have spent a lot of money for a particular trip, or again, got a house, you've invested in something that's kind of big ticket item, and now you guys are going to be playing recoupment. You're going to try to recoup with your losses, your actual financial losses, because it's just basically a wash. You've gotten an asset and you spent money. So that's kind of what I see, because eventually when everything gets settled with that, you'll be very happy that you even put yourself in a deficit for a temporary situation in order to get have that fun, or spend that quality time, or make that purchase. So that's what I have for you guys for the remaining. I know right now you guys are the record keeper with the highest minutes, but you guys are it was very intricate, very detailed. I hope that I facilitated some insight for some of you that are here to learn about some things. If you have and you'd like to share, please do so in the comment section below. We love to hear from you. If you would like a consult with me, I can be reached in the description box below, as well as the beginning and end of this video. And if you're new to this channel, welcome, 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 and subscribe, because I will be back very, very soon with another one. Take care, Scorpio.